This is my favourite time of the week because I get to share with you the best bits of Watko in the morning. Rob puts them all together and says, Ian, what do you think of these best bits? And we put them through a very, very strict vetting system. And no, we don't really. We just throw it together.
Any old trollop gets in.
It all gets in. Last week's, for example, over an hour's worth of crap. And you got it all.
We'd be terrible bouncers on a nightclub. Just come
on in.
People with vomit down themselves.
Come on in. Is that machete in your hand? Come on in. Not a problem. Any old rubbish goes in. So here is this week's BAP. You lucky devils. By the way, I did say that there was only going to be 4 more BAPs, which means this week and then 3 more after this. And I said I would explain somewhere. I don't really know where I'm going to explain why.
Do we need an explanation?
We just disappear off like a will-o'-the-wisp into the woods.
Isn't it
a whispery will-o'-the-wisp into the woods? It's difficult to say that.
No, let's leave him hanging. And we'll explain on the last episode. So it'll be like, who shot JR? People will just be guessing.
Who killed the Bapcast?
Yeah.
Who shot the Bapcast in the torso? In fact, it's already been shot in the stomach. A bit like Vincent van Gogh. He shot himself in the stomach, and then I think he wandered around for a good few days before he died. So it's a slow, painful death if you do that.
So it's currently in its wandering around stage.
We're sort of like, sort of staggering around, sort of slumping onto things, putting blood patches on things. Here's the Bapcast.
The weekly breakfast BAP. Anyone order the weekly breakfast BAP with sauce, love?
Mansfield 102.2, the home of great music. Good morning to you. It's Watko in the morning, 8 minutes past 7, and it is time for the Touch Me in the Morning feature, the bit that we do every weekday, where we pick something out of the papers that we have spotted that has interested us in some way. It could make us laugh, could make us smile, could make us cry. It could puzzle us, it could enlighten us, it could make us go, ooh, that's interesting. That's the whole point of this bit, and also gives us an opportunity to look in the papers, see what's happening out there in the world of the red tops. Those are the ones that we buy.
They're the best ones for this.
Yeah, because they have all kinds of stories in from the really sad stories all the way up to the sort of bizarre and interesting stories.
Whereas the Financial Times is just a bit heavy.
Yeah, it's a lot of information about financial things, which it's a surprise, really.
I was shocked.
I was thinking it's going to be like Heat magazine when I read it first, but it wasn't. Okay, are we ready then? Let's do this thing.
Touch me in the morning.
I didn't even do the mouth trumpet then.
You didn't do. What's the matter with you today?
A climber last night told how he plunged 1,000 feet down a mountain and walked away.
Wow.
Walked away.
Did he fall directly and splat, or did he roll down 1,000 feet?
It was more like a roll.
Oh, that's not as impressive.
Hang on, it's a long way to go, though. It's a long way to roll down a mountain.
How fast was he rolling?
That's a very good question. Optimum speed at times, I should think.
Probably.
Adam Potter, 35, broke his back in 3 places in the horror fall, but amazed rescuers found him standing up and studying a map when they arrived at the scene. They didn't think he was the guy that had done the fall. They thought, well, that's weird, there's a guy standing up here, where's the fella who fell off the top?
How was he stood upright if he'd broken his back in 3 places?
It wasn't...
Was he not at a funny right angle?
It wasn't damaged that much.
Okay.
Like fractured a little bit, like cracks in his back. Adam was with 3 pals in the Scottish Highlands when he slipped on ice on Saturday. They were near the top of the 3,589-foot peak, 5 miles from Ben Nevis. Speaking from his hospital bed, Adam told how he tried to grab hold of branches to halt his terrifying plunge down the mountainside. He said, I was trying to slow myself down, but every time I did so, I would then go over another ledge. Oh. This is an amazing story. I can't believe he's still alive. Adam thought he would die when he went over the last precipice. He was knocked out on landing, but by the time a Royal Navy helicopter arrived, he was gathering his kit together. He was making sure that the mountainside was all clean, ready for his rescue.
What a man.
Lieutenant Tim Barker said, this is one of the guys on the helicopter, said, we thought he couldn't be the casualty because he was up reading his map. We went back to the mountain and bits of kit were in a vertical line all the way down. He must have glanced off the outcrops as he fell.
Oh, no.
So he hit a few rocks as he went down.
Oh.
There's a picture of him here. It looks like somebody smashed him in the face with an iron.
I'm not surprised he's bouncing down a mountain.
The lieutenant said he's lucky to be alive. Adam, a landfill site boss from Glasgow, has vowed that he's going climbing again despite his ordeal. Apparently he was meant to be going climbing this coming weekend, but he says he might have to cancel that.
It's probably for the best.
Meanwhile, a woman, 49, was recovering in hospital after falling 40 feet onto rocks near Bournemouth in Dorset.
What's going on? Why is everyone surviving these things?
Bouncing like a rubber ball down the side of a mountain and surviving with just a few tiny fractures to his back.
Fatal flaws aren't the same as they used to be, are they? People used to fall and that was it, but these people are surviving now. How's this happening? 2 in 1 weekend.
There you go, so think of that. Lucky, lucky people. If it was me, I would never go climbing again. I'd never put myself in that kind of danger again.
If you do go climbing, it seems last weekend was the time to do it.
Yeah, exactly. That's the time when you can fall and get away with it.
Everyone's indestructible for the weekend.
Well, they were last weekend, so please don't try it this coming weekend.
No, that'd be ridiculous.
There you go. So well done to that fella for surviving that. And he's in the papers, so it was well worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah. His 5 minutes of fame.
Do you think he made any money out of it?
I don't know, I doubt it.
He probably lost his wallet on the way down, didn't he? So he probably lost money.
I don't know, maybe he wasn't carrying his wallet. They don't have shops at the top of these mountains, you know.
No, that's also true.
There's no need for money.
I suppose. It wouldn't be a very convenient store if it was up a mountain, would it?
Exactly, having to climb all the way up there to get your eggs.
Although...
And your Sun newspaper.
They have, like, coffee shops everywhere these days.
They do, you get them in strange places.
Wouldn't surprise me if there was a Starbucks up there.
One of the strangest things I saw was I went to Beachy Head, which is well known for people throwing themselves off.
Okay, does this story have a happy ending?
Well, I'm still here, aren't I?
Yeah, because you tried and you survived it, like these people.
No, it's not that.
Okay.
And there's a little sign obviously saying, you know, call the Samaritans if you're thinking of throwing yourself off. It doesn't say exactly that.
Yeah.
But next to that sign, there's actually an ice cream van.
Really?
Yeah.
That's nice.
So you can like, well, I'll tell you what, actually, I was going to do that, but I might have an ice cream now. That cheers you up and you don't do it.
I heard a story about a man who goes out and he plays the guitar to cheer people up and he stands on Beachy Head and plays it for hours and plays like, don't worry, and so hopefully people go, well, I was going to kill myself, but I love this cover of Bobby McFerrin so much.
I was going to kill myself, but I've decided to push this fella off now, because it's really annoying me. Producer Rob, on Friday you weren't here, and we did Radio Heaven, Radio Hell.
Mm.
And one of the questions was relating to you.
Okay. Mm-hmm. What was it?
Do you want to have a listen to the little bit?
Well, I can't imagine it's complimentary.
Oh, here we go. It's not that bad.
Okay. Oh, you have it clipped?
Here it is, yeah. I've clipped it.
Right.
I've done a bit of work for once. Here we go. Right, and ask you a really simple question, right? Okay.
Yep.
What is the name of my normal producer who's not here today?
Producer Steve?
Producer Steve?
Yeah, no.
Oh! have another guess. Hey, he's a memorable character, isn't he? We don't even know his name. Producer Steve. Come on, think again.
I can't. What's his name begin with? Tell me.
It starts with R. Starts with an R.
Rob.
She's saying...
Rob.
So you got it right in the end.
At least you got there in the end.
They don't even know who you are. The listeners don't even know who you are.
Why have you shown me this?
I thought it was funny.
Right. You knew I was distressed.
Producer Steve?
Yeah, Producer Steve. So good morning to you, Producer Steve.
Who is this guy? I don't know who this guy is.
Producer Steve?
Does anybody know who this guy is? I don't even know I don't know what his name was. I don't know what he's laughing so much
He's not
about.
on the radio on every day, though, is he?
Yeah, exactly.
You do. You're involved in 6 shows a week.
Producer Steve?
Yes, it is.
What was his name?
Well, I think that's unfair.
I'm going to find him, and then he'll know who I am.
Yeah, but what the sad thing is that I think it has, if I'm honest, a knock-on effect here because they don't know your name. The chances of them knowing my name, I think, is slim.
Mm.
And therefore, it doesn't bode well for when the listening figures come out later this week, does it?
Oh, God. Forgot about
yeah, Bill Cohen, Producer Steve, on the old, Mansfield radio, Mansfield 103.2.
I'm kind of happy about this, because if it is a ratings disaster, and everybody thinks I'm called Producer Steve, I kind of get off without blotting my copybook at all.
You do, you just ride off into the sunset, leaving me to cope with the blood-splattered town that is Watko in the morning, Sville.
Mm. Its limp, lifeless body. Slumped.
Right, and ask you a really simple question, right? Okay.
Yeah.
What is the name of my normal producer who's not here today? Is he going to get it right?
Producer Steve?
Who is he?
It's not his fault.
It is his fault.
No, it's not. The funny thing is that he doesn't know what... It's you. It's all on you. It's not him.
I don't care. I don't want people like that to know who I am.
You've not made an impression.
I don't want to make an impression.
Still to come this hour, we got Radio Heaven, Radio Hell playing for another Radio Heaven, Radio Hell mug where somebody comes on air with us, answers some questions to do with the local area. If they get more than one right, they get their Heaven song played. If they only get one right or none right, they get their Hell song played. And we've had a long run now of Heaven tracks, and there's going to be no helping today, so I apologise to that person who's going to be on the line, because I've been told that I've got to stop being so kind to the people that play this game. You win a mug anyway, so it doesn't really matter whether you don't get the song that you want played, does it? So I cannot cheat today. I've been told I can't cheat by my producer, so
I'm going to be very strict.
Good stuff. So Rob is here on hand to make sure to step in if I start to support you. Because I say I'm warming to you, I want you to get this, and apparently that's all wrong. I should be just very straight down the line, no bias either way.
You don't see, what's his name, Thingy Humphreys on Mastermind, giving them little clues, do you?
No, you're right. So today I'm going to be professional, which I think is unusual coming from me saying that, but I am, I promise. Today, the person who's going to be on the line is going to have to face the gauntlet. It's quite scary, that, isn't it?
It was a little too scary.
Yeah. On the way next, Talking Heads. Let's get that jingle rolling.
Radio Heaven. Radio Hell.
That's scary stuff. Producer Rob, who have we got playing today?
Today on the line we have Jane Kemp from Forest Town.
Good morning, Jane.
Morning, Ian.
How you doing?
I'm alright today.
Good stuff. It's your birthday, isn't it?
It is my birthday today, yeah.
So a massive happy birthday from us at Mansfield 103.2 to you.
Thank you.
So what are you up to? Are you doing anything exciting?
Just only lazy day today, and then my sister-in-law's coming up after dinner with my little nephew.
Oh, so that'd be good then. Did you party at the weekend then?
Oh, we did, Saturday night, yeah.
What did you get up to? If you can tell us, if it's X-rated, you're going to have to give us sort of a calm down version.
Well, you would have liked to have been there, Ian, that's all I'm saying.
Oh.
You would have liked it.
Oh my. That. We'll leave it there. Sounds like it was a good one, Rob.
Sounds a little bit naughty.
Rob wouldn't have been invited.
Oh, right.
Oh, there you go.
He's a bit spiteful now, he's going a bit strict with these questions and that.
Strict producer Rob. He's got his eye on me. You see, I'm already warming to you, Jane. It's your birthday, and how can we make you lose? It's not fair.
Well,
I'll try.
As long as it's inside the rules, you're happy to win, Jane, but we're not going to bend them just because it's your birthday.
Well, there's no birthday cake with your name on then, Rob. Sorry.
Right.
Oh dear, it's all getting a little bit... It's getting a bit tense. Right, OK, well, what's your... Should we start with your Heaven track? Which one have you chosen?
Bit of Black Eyed Peas, Dirty Bit.
Oh, I love the singing there, Jane.
I love that song.
What is it about it that you like?
I can just remember dancing to it Saturday night. That's all I can remember, and then my sister-in-law picking me back up off the floor.
Oh my goodness.
It was good.
Sounds like a hell-raising night out. Right, OK, and the song that you don't want playing, your Hell track?
Hate it. Brian Adams. Hate it. Hate him. Boring. That's enough then.
OK. Well, look, you might get the full thing played. So here we go, then. Here come your questions this morning. Question number 1. What's the name of the local hospital situated between Mansfield and Sutton? What's the name of the hospital situated between Mansfield and Sutton in front of the Sutton Reservoir?
The Kings Mill one? Or the one before it?
You saying Kings Mill?
Yeah.
You're right, it is the Kings Mill. I wasn't looking for the Mansfield Community Hospital.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. You said no. Mind you, Kings Mill's new now, isn't it?
Oh, it's all new, isn't it? It's all new. It looks very posh. Have you gone past it at night?
Oh, it looks lovely, don't it? All lit up.
Wow, it's like Blackpool Illuminations over there. On to question number 2. John Hurt, the actor, is a local lad. From which local place?
Never heard on him.
John Hurt, the Elephant Man?
No.
Yes, boy. I'm not very good at an Elephant Man impression. No, never heard of him?
Is he old?
He's relatively old, yeah.
No, never heard on him. I'm only 46 here.
Surprise you don't know that one. I'll just give you the hell there.
Oh.
It's going to be hell.
I hope this next question isn't sport.
It's not sport, don't worry.
Oh, that's all right.
Shirebrook is where John Hurt was from. Can you do an Elephant Man impression?
Me?
No, you don't know it, Jane.
Oh, I thought, I don't know. I bet Rob can.
Okay, enough of that, Rob. Crikey. On to the final question. I'm rooting for you. Here we go. What's the name of the mountain that two of our listeners are climbing this month in aid of Macmillan Cancer Support? It's Jude Howcroft, who's our chairman's sister, alongside her friend Sam, climbing a mountain in aid of Macmillan Cancer Support. Do you know what the mountain is?
No. I've heard it.
You've heard it, but you don't know what the
I've
mountain
heard them that they're doing it, but I just really weren't listening as to where the mountain. No, I'm going to have to listen to him, aren't I?
Oh.
I don't know. Can I have a clue? What's it begin with?
It begins with...
No clues.
Oh.
Bad luck, Jane.
Rob, I'll come and get you.
Oh, wow. You won't be able to catch me.
I'm sorry, Jane. It's your birthday and everything. I feel really bad, but you've won a mug anyway.
I'm going to turn you off now.
Don't you dare, you terror!
Get ready for Jazza Kyle if you play it.
Unbelievable.
She's going to heaven!
Hang on a minute, I'm not happy with this. Stop it at once. No!
Happy birthday!
No!
Mansfield 102.2, the home of great music. I'm just reading a story here that's just flabbergasted me, if I'm honest. I cannot understand it. Newlyweds are ditching traditional fortnight-long honeymoons. Not in favour of having a shorter honeymoon. They're having a lavish honey month. That's what they're calling them now, honey months. More than a third of honeymoons, 34%, booked in the past year were for 4 weeks or longer. These people must be made of money. The average price was around £4,000, 7 times the £550 cost that the average honeymoon was in the 80s. The Maldives is top of the destinations, followed by Mexico and Sri Lanka. I'll be lucky if I get to Skegness. Unbelievable. The company which has carried out this research said many couples take all their annual leave at once to get away for longer and de-stress. There you go. A honey month. The world's gone mad, hasn't it?
Nice.
Snoozy.
Does it
Wait for it.
every time.
And intern thingies here, and
Intern Jess.
intern Jess, that's it. And producer Rob, we've got some of these early doors facts to sort of wake you up, and you can go to work with these facts and woo your colleagues. Woo them! Woo them! Woo them!
The roar that we hear when we place a seashell next to our ear is not the ocean, but rather the sound of blood surging through the veins in the ear.
Men's shirts have buttons on the right, but women's shirts have buttons on the left.
The reason honey is so easy to digest is that it's already been digested by bees.
Dark Side of the Moon, a Pink Floyd album, stayed on the top 200 Billboard charts for 741 weeks. That is 14 years.
The most expensive football transfer to date is Cristiano Ronaldo's move from Manchester United to Real Madrid for £80 million in 2009.
A monkey was once tried and convicted for smoking a cigarette in South Bend, Indiana.
Some toothpaste brands contain antifreeze.
The 3 best-known Western names in China are Jesus Christ, Richard Nixon, and Elvis Presley.
Instead of a birthday cake, many Russian children are given a birthday pie.
Ah, good facts.
Yeah. I like the monkey one.
I don't know which one my favourite one is of those. I suppose Dark Side of the Moon, that's a good album.
Yeah, that is good. As good as a smoking monkey.
But each their own, I prefer the Dark Side of the Moon one.
We'll agree to disagree.
No matter who is smoking, it's bad for you. More on that later on, of course. Mansfield 103.2 teamed up with Lloyd's Pharmacy to help you stop smoking in 2011. Through into February now, and if you need a helping hand, we're here to help you. Go to our website, mansfield103.co.uk, and click on the banner, which helps you with your smoking. Or helps you to stop smoking.
Does it help monkeys as well?
Well, if monkeys are listening and they want to get involved, if you can use the internet, then they get yourself online. Right. This is lovely music, isn't it?
Yeah.
Intern Thingy's very quiet today, isn't she? Do you not think?
That music makes me very sleepy.
Does it?
Yeah.
Are you sleepy now?
I have to listen to that.
And this is the problem, you see. This is a breakfast show. We don't want to send people to sleep, do we? We want to keep them going.
But when we tried to wake them up with a blooming bugle, one person complained and you sacked it.
What?
I like the bugle. I'm glad to hear it's still around.
It's still knocking about.
We still got it in the breakfast prop cupboard.
Yeah, we still got it here.
And the bugle player.
6:45 is the time. It's Thursday, which means we're doing Total Hedges music. I think that album that Martika brought out in 1989 was called Martika's Kitchen. There was an actual song called Martika's Kitchen, which was about her doing various rude things with you in her kitchen. Food and sex should never mix, as far as I'm concerned. Right, okay, I'm going to play this song, producer Rob, and there's a terrible story behind this that I'm not sure I should reveal until after the music.
It doesn't involve food and sex again, does it?
No, it doesn't.
I think it's far too early for that.
Yes, it is, exactly. But yeah, it's a song that I thought I'd sorted out to play, and I can't find it now. Where have I put that song?
You check your pockets?
Hang on, wait a second. This is very annoying. Ah, here we go, I found it.
Got it. Where was it?
It was in Ian Watkins' Hotkeys #1.
Right, okay.
Just so as you know. It's on Hotkey 17.
I'll remember that in case I like it. I don't know what it is yet. It might be terrible.
Here we go. I can't believe I'm playing this. Mansfield 103.2, the home of great music. The London Boys there, and Requiem, which I wasn't sure I was going to play, but I just whipped it out.
Yeah, well,
it's not actually on it's not on our system. It's not on our jukebox here at Mansfield 103.2. I had to whip that one out from my own collection.
You had to bring it in from home?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. What do you think?
I like the chorus. I think it took a while to get to the chorus.
The love of my life, my life,
yeah.
My life. I don't want to leave now. This is a requiem for... The London Boys were great.
I love that bit. That was good. It was kind of a bit of a slow burner up till then. But yeah, that was good.
Okay. The sad story about the London Boys. Do you want to know? They're both dead, by the way. They've gone.
How sad is it? I remember you said it was a bit rude.
They're both dead. Did you just hear that?
No, I know, but everybody dies eventually.
No,
is that what's sad?
These guys drove off a cliff, I think.
Oh, God.
I think they drove off a cliff.
Were they playing that song as they hurtled to their death?
They were playing it on their CD player.
Yeah, we shouldn't laugh. This is terrible.
It was a requiem for the London Boys. Yeah. It was their last song that I listened to.
Oh, God.
It would be quite sad that if they were listening to their own music in the car. Yeah, I think they...
My love.
I didn't think they purposely drove off the cliff, by the way.
Oh, God. I feel awful now. I thought...
Yeah.
Oh, right, I didn't realise it was an accident. I thought they knew what they were doing.
It was an accident.
Oh, London Boys. If you're listening, I'm sorry.
People still think they're knocking about.
Do they really?
People think, oh, when are the London Boys getting back together? And I revel in the fact that I can go, actually, it's never going to happen.
Yeah, not for a while.
They're already having a reunion in the sky.
Oh, dear, I feel terrible. I'm blushing a bit now. I feel really bad.
Oh, don't feel bad. It's only the London Boys. It's not like we've lost... Bros or somebody like that. It's a while ago now.
Okay.
The pain has died away. I was very upset. I've got some friends. I went to watch the cricket with them, and they're big London Boys fans. They're singing London Boys all the time.
How many songs do they have?
They had another song called the Midi Dance. It was like, Midi, 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 Midi Dance. Anyway, they're singing that. And I go, oh, are you singing the London Boys? Yeah, we love the London Boys. I went... Have you heard the terrible news? And I sort of broke it to them, like, years after it happened. They were very upset. And the same happened with my girlfriend as well. She's a big London Boys fan. And I went, you know they're dead, don't you? And she cried.
No.
She did.
Oh, my... You're like the bearer of bad London Boys news.
Yeah. I'm actually the president of their fan club, which is a sick and evil twist of fate.
You just go around and inform all their fans that sadly they are no longer with us.
Unfortunately, we will not be performing in Vienna this weekend. Right, and they're actually, I think they're sort of Italian stroke English. I'd like to do some more. I want to dedicate today's show to the London Boys' memory.
Do they deserve it? They only had 2 hits.
Hang on.
Maybe an hour.
Of course they deserve it.
4 hours?
Let's dedicate this whole programme to the London Boys.
Okay, then.
Okay?
Yeah, we'll do it.
Did you ever meet the London Boys? 01623 666 000. Lisa's here. She was a big London Boys fan.
Yeah, super big. Never heard of them. Sorry. I can't lie on that one.
So they
sound exciting, though. They lived exciting lives.
Fast life.
Very fast life. A little too fast.
I think they were travelling around a mountain in Italy or something like that. And they came around the corner and there was another car coming the other way and it knocked him off the cliff. Oh, it's a terrible story.
If only the other car could have gone off the cliff and we'd still have great London Boys music.
Exactly. We've been robbed.
I hope you're ashamed of yourself, the other car who survived.
What else can we think of? You know, the night the plane went down with Buddy Holly on.
Yep.
The night John Lennon was gunned down in the street. The night the London Boys were taken from us.
Oh.
It's on the same level.
They're all up there.
Lisa, what's happening in the news?
Yes, good morning. Coming up in the news at 7, we're being warned to watch out for bogus telephone callers. Also, for some young players, the prospect of playing in the football conference could be a daunting one, but 18-year-old defender Dan Spence says it will be a valuable learning ground. Also, Mansfield 103.2 has an ideal present this week as we celebrate our 12th birthday. The latest Raise Your figures are out and people are listening to us for longer and more people are listening to us.
Yeah, we've got more listeners for this show.
Yeah.
Which I'm very surprised about.
Yeah, I'm very surprised as well.
I actually had a bet with somebody saying that we would go down.
You can't do that.
I did.
You have no faith.
I had a bet with somebody. I owe somebody a £5 now. Lee Thomas on Sunday nights.
Oh, did he actually say you'd get more listeners?
Yeah.
Oh, that was nice of him.
So I owe £5.
What do you think it is about this show that attracted people?
It's the London Boys debate that we have on the show.
The talk of terrible car accidents.
Yeah, I don't. You know, let's draw a line underneath that. It was a great way to go out. It's like Dukes of Hazzard, but with a bad ending. Today's show is dedicated to the London Boys, the memory of that fantastic 80s band, the London Boys. More on that later on. In fact, we commissioned a London Boys documentary, which we'll play at some point during this morning, revisiting their lives and celebrating them in the only way we know how on this show, which is to
slightly mock them.
No, to put together a documentary.
Okay.
Producer Rob, yeah, let's put together a documentary to celebrate them.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, well, I'll work on it behind the scenes.
Good. So we're both voicing it like the smooth voiced documentaries, and then the London Boys released their seminal album, London Boys.
Yeah. It's not going to be very long, this documentary.
No, it's going to be. I want it to be at least 2 minutes.
Okay, we're going to struggle. We're going to struggle to fill 2 minutes.
It's going to be fine. It's going to be absolutely fine. Mansfield 103.2, the home of great music. Michael Jackson. Producer Rob is in Studio 2. Are you there, sir?
Yeah, I'm here. Hello.
Okay, cool. Working on something in there. Explain.
Basically, I think it was an 80s hour, wasn't it? We snuck in a little classic called a Requiem from the London Boys, and we were intrigued and we wanted to find out more about them. You told us about a rather sad demise of the two men who were, in fact, the London Boys between them. It was a two-piece boy band, and I've been working away for the last couple of hours, and we've been voicing a London Boys documentary.
Right, and we were going to play it today, but what's happened?
It's just this. The thing is about the London Boys, not many people will have heard of them, but did they accomplish a lot in those 2 years that they were on the national radar? And so it's been very hard actually trying to squeeze into a 4-minute documentary all the antics the London Boys got up to, so I can only really play the start.
Okay, so you've not finished it then?
No, I haven't.
No, okay. So we're going to listen to this tomorrow, in full tomorrow then?
Yes, we are.
Okay. I'm a little bit disappointed. You know, I've been bigging it up all morning.
It's going to be good, though, when it's finished tomorrow. It's going to be a masterpiece.
Because you said, didn't you, you've only got 2 songs from the London Boys. You said you want to add more tracks in there to make it, you know, the real London Boys experience for people that love the London Boys. You don't want it just to be just the 2 tracks.
Exactly. Well, the thing about the London Boys as well is they were more than just about music. They're also about dancing and muscles as well, so we had to get all that in, which was quite hard.
And braces.
And, yes, braces, big time.
Okay, well, can we hear a little burst of it then?
Yeah.
Okay. London Nights, the story of the London Boys. 2 childhood friends formed a partnership in 1986, which would produce some of the best pop to come out of the late 80s and early 90s. The London Boys were a British-German dance pop duo composed of Edom Ephraim and Dennis Fuller. Their flamboyant style was to sweep the world, selling 4.5 million records across the globe. It was a mix of heady soul and dance music. See, the problem you've got here is, Rob, I have you've wet my taste buds. Choreography to die for.
Sorry,
on their heads.
Turn that down.
But let's go back in
Sorry,
time. Yeah,
I'm getting too
that
into
down.
it.
Yeah, you are.
It's a journey. Wait until the second act. There are basically 3 acts. It's like a Shakespearean play or a Shakespearean tragedy, the tale of the London Boys. Wait till the second act, it really kicks off.
Does it?
Yeah.
And are you actually going to put more music in?
Yeah, well, the thing is, we've got enough music as it is, but I don't want to... I know there are thousands of London Boy fans. I think they sold 4.5 million records.
Just give us a start again. And make sure you hit that space bar as loud as possible. Like
you want to start again?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to have to hit the space bar twice now.
Okay, go on then.
Once, and here's the second time.
London Nights, the story. Can you put a little bit of echo on my voice there? The start bit when I say London.
I'll look into it.
Partnership in 1986. You have to dip which will produce some of the best pop. Dip it.
I thought we were giving them the start again.
No, I just wanted to give you a bit of production.
Oh, you wanted to? Right, I see how it is.
I want that. The first bit when I say London Nights, the London Boys story. I want that with a little bit of echo. Make it sound a bit more exciting.
I'm just concerned that'll make it a bit cheesy and maybe a bit kitsch.
Hang on, wait a second. That's what the London Boys stood for. So that documentary should be a little bit cheesy and kitsch, shouldn't it?
I think you're very severely underestimating the London Boys, as up to this point, up to this documentary, the world has to date.
Mansfield 102.2, the home of great music. Dire Straits, Sultans and Swing. Do you not think the guitar part in that sounds a bit like a chicken?
It is quite twangy, isn't it, rather than electric-y?
It's chickeny.
I remember when I first started playing guitar, I wanted to play that so badly. And
you had to play a chicken?
Yeah, I wanted to make my guitar sound like a chicken, and it couldn't be done.
I think if you squeeze a chicken, I would probably get arrested for doing this, but if you squeeze a chicken in a particular way, you could probably get Mark Knopfler's solo out of it.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Well, how would you get do you know the Money for Nothing? Right, okay.
Yeah.
You just go and squeeze a chicken.
Yeah. Obviously, I don't advise anybody going out there and squeezing any chickens today.
So, if you squeeze a chicken to get the sound of Dire Straits, how would you go about getting the sound of the London Boys?
Loving your work there, Rob.
Yep.
Basically, what you do is you get two relatively nubile blokes dressed in strange sort of leather trousers hung on their muscly bodies by braces.
Yeah.
And tickle them a bit.
Baby oil. Don't forget the baby oil.
Baby oil, lots of spinning on heads, and then you got it. Yeah, London Boys, it's time for us to play you the London Boys documentary. I'm very excited. By the way, their album, The 10 Commandments of Dance...
12 Commandments of Dance.
They've got 2 more commandments than Moses.
Yeah,
That's how good these guys are. How many songs on that album, by the way?
16.
16 songs. Hang on. Isn't it the 12 Commandments? Surely there should be 12 songs on it.
I don't understand what's going on there, because they're not doing the biblical reference, but they're not referring to how many tracks they've got.
Oh, my goodness. Anyways, are you ready? This is it. We should play some music. Should we play a little bit of this? Hang on. Have I got, like, some exciting Here Comes the Good Stuff music? I don't think I have. I was going to play the that bit, you know, the Pearl and Dean thing.
There aren't any chickens we can squeeze, are there?
London Nights, the story of the London Boys. Two childhood friends formed a partnership in 1986, which would produce some of the best pop to come out of the late 80s and early 90s. The London Boys were a British-German dance pop duo composed of Edom Ephraim and Dennis Fuller. Their flamboyant style was to sweep the world, selling 4.5 million records across the globe. It was a mix of heady soul and dance music and Eurobeat dance pop with lashings and lashings of fantastic dance moves, choreography to die for, and an amazing amount of spinning on their heads. But let's go back in time to find out how the London Boys found their beat.
Edom Ephraim was born on the 1st of July 1959 in London, and Dennis Fuller the 19th of June 1959 in Jamaica. Although the band was formed in 1986, the pair had actually met in Greenwich in London, where they had both attended secondary school together. Furthermore, they had both been part of the roller skating act, the Roxy Rollers, in the early 80s. Roller skating, however, was not to be their calling. The record producer Ralph René Mau put the band together in 1986 in Hamburg, Germany. Ralph René was responsible for writing the London Boys' first album, The 12 Commandments of Dance, which was released in 1988. However, it was not until April 1989, when the single Requiem was released, that the London Boys came to the nation's attention. Requiem charted at number 4 in the UK single chart and gave rise to a second hit single, London Night, which peaked at number 2. Their album, The 12 Commandments of Dance, was then re-released and also went to number 2 in the UK's album charts.
The London Boys were everywhere, their rippling muscles on stages across Europe and the world. Their music videos were based around dance sequences and relationships and love and that. And at the height of their fame, they appeared on TVAM with the fitness instructor, Mad Lizzie.
It's Friday and feeling really fine. Of course, this year are the London Boys.
Hello.
How many hits have you had?
We've had about 3 this year.
3 this year, fantastic.
Yeah.
And really inspiring kids to get fit.
After the heady heights of the album, things were starting to decline for the London Boys. Another single, Harlem Desire, reached number 17. A fourth single from the album, a remix version of the 1987 release, My Love, reached number 46. And after their last 2 UK singles entries, Chapel of Love in 1990 and Freedom in 1991, they started to disappear into obscurity. Unfortunately for the boys, their later recordings had little commercial success, with no further UK chart entries. In the early to mid-90s, they were dropped by their record label, and the band effectively split up. But they remained close friends, and in 1995, they were back, reformed for a crossover album called Hallelujah Hits, which incorporated Eurodance arrangements into traditional religious compositions. It seemed like their musical journey was back on the right road, but unfortunately, they took a trip on the wrong road in 1996 and met their end in a road traffic accident. Dennis and Eden were travelling in the Austrian Alps on a mountain road on their way to a skiing holiday on the 21st of January that year, and along the route they met a car driving in the opposite direction. They both died in the accident.
You're the love of my life, my life, my life. Never wanna let you go now.
But with 4.5 million records under their belt and music that lives on, the London Boys are still rocking. They're rocking in heaven and here on earth. So let's salute the London Boys. Let's praise them. Let's have a requiem, not for their deaths, but for their lives.
Right, the London Boys, fantastic group from the 80s. They really changed my life around.
I love the London Boys. Oh, I'm blushing just thinking about it. Oh, London Boys.
I remember the song, but that's about it.
But as soon as them boys came around, they lighted up my life.
Oh my goodness, the London Boys, them boys. Oh my goodness, it set my heart a-racing.
Eventually, when we work out the way to bring people back to life, they'd be first on the list for me. They'd be straight on the list.
In my hands, I'm holding the braces that the London Boys wore live on stage and in their videos. It feels like I'm close to greatness, and it's fantastic to know that the London Boys' legacy lives on. Wow, a little bit of a round of applause, come on! Wow, unbelievable. Wow, Rob, wow. Wow.
I told you it's an emotional roller coaster, that the life and death of the London Boys.
My goodness gracious. Whoa.
Their songs, so many good songs, all sound very similar, all very happy. It was hard trying to find sad music for obviously the sad ending, so we had to go with a happy song.
I think it ended good, though. They had a bit of a tribute by those people that called in yesterday. Some of them, granted, were me and Rob putting on voices. But I think that we did them proud there. The
Lazy Gardener is with us. He got a question in from Barry Magic from Shirebrook. He says that he's got an unruly bush in his front garden and was wondering, it's quite a big one. He says, should he cut it himself or should he get professionals in to trim his bush?
Well, good morning, Barry. It depends what sort it is, because I'll be covering pruning actually this Sunday with the governor. And the summer flowering plants you prune now. If it's summer flowering, you need to prune it now. Or, sorry, spring flowering. If it's spring flowering, you need to prune it now. If it's summer flowering, you need to prune it later on. So, if you give me a bit more information on what sort it is, or describe it, then I can give you some more specific information about it. But I will be talking about pruning clematis, particularly this Sunday, and pruning in general, because there's a lot of mystique about it, and I'm going to take all that away, because pruning is very, very simple.
It's important. He says that he's not sure whether he should touch it himself, because it's his wife's bush, and he wants to make sure that, he doesn't make a bodge job of it.
Yeah, he can do it himself very, very easily. Very, very easily. There's no need to get anybody it's very difficult now to get professional people in that, pretty good. So, yes, you can do it yourself very easily, Barry. And if you listen Sunday, I'll be talking about pruning, as I say, and if you phone in Sunday, give me more information, I'll tell you specifically when and how to prune it.
Hope you enjoyed that. Let's clear up the podcast competition with Game On. It was a sort of a goodie selection bag of goodies from Game On, and the winner of that was Dan Thornton. Well done to you, Dan. We'll be in touch soon. And you knew that the answer was that mine and Rob's bromance song is Stuck on You by Lionel Richie. And just to let you know, I did record Rob on camera, sort of miming along to that. So maybe I'll release that on YouTube soon. So
look forward to that.
Keep an eye out for it. Anyway, so on to our question for this week. Which famous 80s band, I nearly gave the answer then, which famous 80s band did we feature on the show heavily this week? So heavily, in fact, that one man even decided to take it upon himself to search Facebook and find me and send me a direct message telling us to belt up and play some music. They said something along the lines of, you've talked about this band for 2 days now, and you've just done a bit about air fresheners. Isn't it a time you played some music?
And what do we say to that man?
We say, yes, of course we will, sir. Not a problem. We'll take your valid points on board.
We're very subservient.
Yes, we are very subservient. If anybody says that a feature's rubbish, it's gone the next day.
We're not even joking. That is a true story.
It's a true story. So, the question is, again, if you want to win some goodies, courtesy of Game On, get them while they're hot, because when the Bapcast goes, the goodies go too. The question is, I forget now. What is it?
The question is, which 80s German Anglo band was featured heavily in this week's Bapcast?
And send it into our website, mansfield103.co.uk. Click on the competition thing, which is just underneath the Bapcast direct download on the right-hand side of the page with me holding up a microphone. Right, that's about it for this week. But we're going to do a not-too-shabby bit,
yes,
which is an interesting one. It's about turning the tables on me, I believe.
Well, for pretty much since the start of the new year, we've been doing Radio Heaven, Radio Hell, and Mad Russ from Warsop, he said that he was sick of you just quizzing people and asking them all these tricky questions. So he took it upon himself to come into the studio and he asked you some questions and turned the tables. This is how you got on.
Mansfield 102.2, the home of great music. Good morning to you. It is Watko in the morning, and around about this time we normally do Radio Heaven, Radio Hell, where we give you the opportunity to get your hands on a limited edition Watko in the morning mug, but also at the same time maybe get to hear your Radio Heaven track or your Radio Hell track. Now today, things are a little bit different, aren't they, Producer Rob?
Yes, they are, because we have Mad Russ from Warsop. He's in the studio and he's going to turn the tables on you.
Excitingly, he's not quite ready, so we'll press the button and then we'll get him sorted.
Radio Heaven. Radio Hell.
So we're turning the tables with Russell Glasper from Warsop. Russell, why did you want to come in and do this?
Well, you keep asking us questions and giving out mugs. I thought it'd be nice to find out what your favourite songs and your worst songs are.
Okay, and you wanted to put me to the test as well. You've written your own questions, which you've got there in front of you. Just rustle that against the microphone. He's written his own questions. I've not seen them. You've not seen them either, have you, Producer
No,
Rob?
I haven't seen anything.
Are they locally related?
Yes, all about Mansfield and the area.
Wow. I'm a little bit scared now, because I am literally being put to the test, because I know a bit about the local area. I'm a Mansfield lad, but I don't know everything.
Well, I'm intrigued. I want to see if you can, if it's all mouth and no trousers.
Okay, then. So, Russ, you know how this works. So you want to ask me a few questions first, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Hang on. Let's say, what's your heaven song?
Exactly. That's the question he was going to ask me.
Oh yes. What's your heaven song, Ian?
My heaven song is the Beatles' "Here Comes the Sun." And the reason why I like this is I'm a massive Beatles fan, and I think that we need a bit of sun this morning, don't we? Have you seen it outside? Terrible.
And can we have your hell song, please, Mr. Watkins?
Russell's kind of given up doing his bit here, hasn't he?
he's not anchoring in it. I'll have to wait in. We'll anchor it.
Okay. Well, my hell track is, I forget what the name of the band is now, the Starland Music Band or something like that, with Afternoon Delight.
Sky rockets in flight. Afternoon delight.
Now, I'm known for liking cheesy stuff, but I just find that too cheesy, and I really don't want to play it on the breakfast show. Although Rob loves that song, so
I'm loving it. I hope this goes horribly wrong, so we can hear Afternoon Delight.
So then, over to Russell Glasper with those questions for me.
Right, Ian. The first question is, on Chesterfield Road, there's West Notts College. There's a church opposite. What is the saint of that church?
Is it St. Mary Magdalene?
No. It's St. Philip Neri. Second question.
I need to get this one right, or I'm going to hell straight away.
The bus station is being moved, as you know, up to near the train station. When did the original bus station open?
Hang on, these are a little bit hard, aren't they?
There's a big plaque right near the toilets.
All right, well... Crikey. Normally at this time I'd be saying I was rooting for the person, I want them to get this right. Normally I'd give them a little clue. Is it in the 1970s at some point?
It's, yeah.
Yes, it's in the 1970s. Was it built in 1974?
77.
Oh, no!
Shall we bother with the third question? Shall we maybe go for the whitewash? I'd like to hear the third one, please, Russ. Let's humiliate him further.
This is pathetic.
There is a tree called the Parliament Oak. Approximately just how old is the Parliament Oak?
The questions when I do them are never this hard. It's about 550 years old.
Close, 1,120.
Oh,
it's the whitewash. I am embarrassed. I am so sorry to those people locally. I can't really ask questions anymore, can I?
No, I'll tell you what, you can't ask questions. Because I'm afraid you're going to hell.
Ooh.
Sky rockets in flight. Afternoon delight.
Afternoon delight.
Are you ready for the full 3 minutes and a half?
No, that's enough, isn't it, surely?
No, it's not.
I'm sorry.
The Weekly Breakfast Bab. Join us next week for more.
Mansfield 103.7.